All right, the Raiders at the Tennessee Titans, both teams 0-2. Somehow, the Raiders are favored in this game. This is another one of those, what do the folks in Vegas know that I don't? Because the Titans had the Giants beat, and hey, the Bills are going to beat the hell out of a lot of teams this year. They're going to beat a lot of good teams this year. I don't know that 41-7 is indicative that the Titans are bad. It just shows the Bills are good. Which of the two do you think gets their first win of the season? They're both getting a little desperate 0-2. Who gets to 1-2? Who gets to 0-3?
I think the Raiders get this one, Mike. And I think what has been odd so far about the Raiders is that, look, when I went to their training camp, I walked away saying that, I like the sort of bookend pass rusher, Max Crosby, Chandler Jones. That's good, but man, they got some holes on defense. And, to have seen them in the first 2 weeks of the season only score 42 points, this team has to score average in the high 20s, low 30s to have a chance to rekindle their season and to make the playoffs. So to me, it's up to Derek Carr and two excellent receivers, Devontae Adams, Hunter Renfrow, to make something happen. And it's not going to be easy because obviously the Tennessee defensive line is better than the offensive line that the Raiders are trying to play with. But I just think that I have a lot more faith in the Raiders to score points than I do in the Tennessee Titans.
The Titans, just for a team that was the 1 seed last year, they really feel different this year. And I don't know how much longer Ryan Tannehill has. We saw Malik Willis play some on Monday night because it was 41-7. That's an empty the bench moment, regardless of what you think of your starting quarterback. But I know that folks in Nashville, not in the building, have seen enough, and they're ready to move on. I mean, you get spoiled by a team that was so good last year that ended up being the 1 seed, lost at home in a game they should have won, and now come out of the gates in uninspired fashion. It could get ugly. It could get loud in Nashville on Sunday if the Titans don't answer the bell. I think they will. And you mentioned Renfrow. We need to point out he hasn't practiced yet this week with a concussion, so the Raiders may not have him. So they may have to rely on a little more Darren Waller to go along with Devontae Adams. But I just feel like the Titans, I think, Peter, for me, and this will be an interesting data point that I'll probably forget after the fact, you've got a brand new regime with an 0-2 team, and you've got an established regime with an 0-2 team. I wonder which one is in a better position to coax that first win. Because I think it's hard to get full buy-in for a new regime until you start winning games. And when you come off of a 20-point lead that you blew in the second half, how do you recover from that and go on the road? We saw the Browns recover from their debacle last night. Interesting to see how the Raiders recover from how things went off the rails against the Cardinals.
I think one of the things that would be bothersome to me is that Ryan Tannehill came off of that horrible game in the playoffs, in the divisional game when they're the 1 seed and Cincinnati comes in and he throws 3 interceptions, including the one in the last minute that basically cost them the game and cost them that loss against Cincinnati. Then in the offseason, he is very vocal about getting some psychological help, some mental help, because that sent him down a dark path. But, whatever the reason, Ryan Tannehill through 2 weeks has not put the end of last season very far into the rearview mirror. He hasn't played well. I don't know who's going to play well against Buffalo anyway, but, clearly in the first game, he didn't play well either. So he needs to put together a couple of wins. This is the kind of week that is really important for him to play well, because he's going to be playing a generous defense. So he's got to play well to sort of reestablish himself as the long-term starter there in Tennessee.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.